Hello and welcome back to Downtime Activities. Welcome back to our Force and Destiny campaign with the young Force Sensitives in the crime moon of Nar Shaddaa, having just kind of set up, joined in on a everything's legal that's illegal here, so we'll just call it a legal fighting event. The winner of which sounds like gets to go and be a part of some larger fighting event in the Hutt's palace, or the Hutt's tower in this particular movie.
And steal his
Excuse me.
chips and cheese.
I'm drinking fizzy soda over here and burping into the microphone.
Excellent.
Like a true professional.
The fight is getting ready to start. You put some money on Flopsy to make it to the finals. And there's a couple different fights. The only fight of note that you see before her is one where it seems like this is everyone's being given shock. It's going to be similar to other fights, even it's to the unconscious, not to the dead here. But there is a Gamorrean who basically, there's a Gamorrean who gets lined up across from this weakway and basically picks him up by his shoulders with these shock gloves and just headbutts him until the guy goes unconscious and then throws him to the ground. And everyone seems super hyped about that. And that seems to be the front runner at the moment for who's going to be making it.
The most stylish.
The most stylish. It was quite the move. And your fight is up. Across from you, there's a human. He looks like pretty average build. He's not super brawly, but seems like he could be pretty quick and he's pretty strong. And
bit of an all-rounder.
I was kind of crouched down because you were showing me I was like, what am I supposed to do again? And you're like, wear this cloak, and then you're gonna crouch down so you're super small. And you're just gonna be I'm taking.
She's gonna crouch walking around.
The competitor, Flopsy. There's one guy in the crowd. A lot of people are looking around, and then this kind of large but short little thing starts shuffling in this cloak.
And I'm just
begin.
And I'm gonna stand up and fully take off the cloak and
we were jobbing over here.
And then I'm just gonna bounce around.
All right. Everyone seems pretty hyped about this. Pretty excited seeing this big furry thing come out of the cloak. Quite a bit of showmanship there. And go ahead and roll me. Cool.
Oh, right.
I guess
Put away the thing.
everyone's expecting this. Vigilance. We'll make it vigilance. Or cool. Cool. Vigilance is for people who know. So, you know.
My fish stick up.
If you know, you know. Okay. So
and if you don't know, now you know.
Right. I was remembering we put a point into cool because you already had one in vigilance, and so it'll make it
pretty spicy roll from this individual.
So willpower is
Is it white kind of spicy?
It's just a flat roll,
spicy.
right?
It is just a flat roll, no contest.
Is it would get spicy diarrhea?
How's 3 success 2 advantage do you?
That is 1 advantage higher than what they rolled, so you are going first.
Spicy.
They had a really good roll. They were 3 success, 1 advantage. I did not foresee that winning. You got it.
All right.
Or to foresee that
Give me the business.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the thing to make my punches more precision.
Mm-hmm.
More.
So that's when you get.
That's when you crit.
When you hit them,
basically.
Oh, okay.
So when you hit and you would roll a crit, you can suffer some strain to choose how you crit them, basically.
Alright.
If you don't mind, while she does her roll, looking up the critical injury table.
Oh yes,
because that might be worth noting.
It will be very helpful here shortly.
Can I do something with the force from my fist? Right? Fist
Not
one?
yet.
Not yet. Okay.
That's a higher. That's the next tier. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can go punch him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go punch him.
Okay.
Punch him.
Punch it.
Punch it. Real good. Man,
So
all of us are like
punch it. Yeah. We're all drinking sodas and burping into the microphone. Sorry if this is disgusting.
And if you would like to know what soda we are,
they're not paying us. They don't get to know what soda we're drinking. It's generic soda.
It's the cheap stuff. If
I was having a Dr. Beppis earlier.
Oh, there you go.
It's a legit Dr. Beppis, not a Dr.
Like
King.
a true sellout.
That's right. It was very spicy.
Which this is lukewarm for our Caucasians out there.
When they say white people can't handle spice, I drink Dr. Pepper all the time. So Go ahead and roll. I guess you're going to move up and punch him, I assume, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be your brawl.
Brawl.
And it's always average, unless something's adding to it. But you will add a setback die to this one.
Oh. Why?
So, first reason.
Because of reasons. Because of things and stuff,
brawl,
as well as stuff and
So you
things.
get 1 brawl. So you get 1, 2... Oop, what the...
Oh.
1, 2, 3, and this one against an average and a setback.
Let me roll it. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Woohoo! 3 success, 2 advantage.
3 success, 2 advantage. Alright. They've got that as a... So what is your... so it's going to be your brawn, or your strength, or whatever.
Yeah, brawn.
Brawn.
So 4.
4, plus 1, I believe, from the knuckles.
Okay, so 5.
Plus the number of successes.
So 8.
And then they'll reduce it by their soak,
Mm-hmm.
and take the remaining as
Damage.
as
And
strain.
the 2 advantage you can use for... which is on a different page, of course. Because you can't
It's one of those bookmark pages.
Oh, I see.
We have
You
those.
can't... there you go. You can't use it for your critical, because your critical's 3 on the... Well, it's 3 on the brat for the... It's 4 for the crit. It's 3 for distortion? Or is that... Disorient. Is that just part of the...
That's a thing you can activate to
Gotcha.
Add setback die to their attacks, basically.
So, but with 2 advantage, so you can recover a strain, you can add a bonus to the next active character's check, you can perform a free maneuver, you can add a setback to the enemy's check,
Basically, you can give yourself a blue, or you can give them a black.
Yeah, you can give yourself a boost, or you can give them a setback.
I'm giving them a setback.
Alright, they got a setback.
They got a setback die. And they'll come up and try and swing at you with a setback. He only gets 1 advantage, so he will use that to give himself a blue on the next one.
There you
Go ahead.
Alright, so you get... Does she still have the setback?
She does.
Okay.
The setback is a
roll again.
permanent thing with him.
4 advantage. You can only activate that if you do damage, like the crit if you do damage.
You can't crit if you don't hit.
And same thing with the Disorient.
So honestly, best thing to do with that is probably add a blue to your next and a black to his next.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm gonna do that. So, boop.
So he still has a black on there. Him swinging back is flat and nothing.
There you go. All right,
Swing and a miss.
roll it again. 1 success, 1 advantage. So that's 6 damage. And 1 advantage, you can give yourself a boost, I guess. So just leave it how it is.
Nice, cool.
He's going to...
This is real.
Be
This is
swinging
going
back.
and forth.
2 success,
Okay.
but 3 threats. So
we
he's
can
got
spend
3,
that.
so that's 5. It'll be 6. What's your soak? Your soak 6?
Soak is quite high.
Soak is 6.
He does not do enough to actually
So-
cause any strain.
So I'm just saying, with 3 threat, you can make him fall prone.
Okay.
So
Describe what that looks
Yeah.
like to me.
Fall prone?
So he
knock him
punches you and it lands, but it doesn't hurt you at all. And then you do something to knock him prone in that process. So describe to me what happens. What is it?
Give him a sick wrestling move.
Okay. Oh. A sick wrestling move, huh? I'm gonna give him... Can I give him the old, like thunder squeeze?
It's like
Just like pick him up.
he comes to like punch at you, and it's like they like punch across the face, turn, look back, hug, squeeze up, and he's got like, and you just drop, and as he drops, he kind of goes like limp and falls back for a second. And he's back on his back before he kind of comes back to, and then it's your turn
Nice. Okay.
because that was his failure.
What's the benefit of knocking them prone? Is there like
You get, I believe, another boost die on the attack.
2 success, 4 advantage.
Okay.
Would you like to keep that instead of adding the boost die?
I think you should keep that.
Yeah.
So with that, you can activate the critical.
Okay.
Which critical would you like to give him?
Yeah,
So
so-
you'd have to. If you take 2 strain, you can choose any of the average criticals and give them to him
So
with your precision, your
Oh,
improved
no.
precision strikes.
So good ones here. Agonizing. Ooh, agonizing could be pretty good. The target increases the difficulty of all brawn and agility checks by 1 until the end of the encounter. So that makes all of his...
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Does it say upgrades the difficulty or increases?
Increases.
Okay.
So it's like a whole
It's
extra
another
die.
purple die.
Yeah. Hey, let's make sure... So you can disorient them, which is just like a setback die.
It'd be a setback die.
So not quite as good. Maybe you get him again. You can make another free attack against him using the exact same dice pool as the original attack. So you could just get like a second attack in.
That might be a really good.
That can come in very handy.
I mean, with what just happened there, that sounds like a pretty spicy one to do.
Yeah, you can't do... There's Winded, which would stop him from using any strain abilities. And Compromised, you can increase the difficulty of all skill checks, but you don't need to do skill checks. Unless the skill checks count
That's
as...
everything. That'd be like the
Oh, damn.
combat ones too.
I guess because it's the top end of average.
And it's upgrade.
Oh, it's upgrade, yeah.
Right,
No, it's
so
increase.
it's
Increased difficulty. So that's also really... So
that'd be pretty similar to the other one for him, because he's only really
it's
making
exactly the same for
brawl
this particular. Yeah.
So it's either like free attack or make all of his attacks harder.
All of his attacks harder.
Okay.
There you go.
Describe to me, what's that one called?
That is a... not overpowered. Agonizing wound.
Okay.
So
it's like a
he's in
gut
pain.
punch, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Whoa."
You like
Yeah.
broke a rib.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be like, just like bouncing around, and then I'm gonna like,
Well, he's on the ground.
and then he's like,
Yeah. So you give him the old oof.
He's going to swing back with this new increased difficulty with 3 failures, but an advantage that he'll use to give himself a blue on his next one.
There you go. Okay. So you
Well,
don't
it's
get
back
this
to you.
boost die anymore. But you do.
And
get...
go ahead and turn one of those purples into a red. I got a lot of these. I
there
might
you
as
go.
well spend them.
So we'll go pop, and then we do a red like that. No chance. So that is 5 success, 1 threat, 1 triumph.
Tell me how you knock this guy out cold.
Yeah. So you give him a big old gut punch, and
He's like,
snaps one of
and
his
he
ribs.
kind of like swings limply at you, and you just step around it. And then what's the knock? How do you knock him out? What's the knockout blow on this guy?
I'm gonna like, just be like, whisper to him, I'm so sorry. And then I'm gonna like grab his head and like throw him on the ground to like.
So like a
knock
throwback and like whacks the back of his head, and it's just kind of eyes
Bouncing
rolling
like a basketball.
Yeah, and he is done.
Gone.
The crowd erupts and cheers.
And I don't.
Flopsy.
You start it, people do join.
There you
this
go.
time.
And then I'm gonna like run back, grab my cloak.
Run 'em. Okay.
A classic.
You are successful.
There
The
you
rest
go.
of the fights go through, and in the end, it is decided, with your plumping of that fellow, that you are going to make it to the final. Your bet pays out,
All right.
and you line up for this final across from what
Was
looks
it
like a
because-
big Gamorrean.
I had pizzazz.
You did have pizzazz.
I like it.
All right. We make a cool 200 credits off that.
And now there's a big angry Gamorrean who seems to be across from you for these next ones. You do
Same
a
trick won't work
yeah.
twice.
I mean, you can come out in the thing and explode again, but everyone knows who you are at this point, who's at this fight. But let's go ahead and roll some vigilance
All right.
Noise.
for the
Vigilance.
finals here. This
I
dude.
know I just did it, but
It's almost like Gamorreans are super one-dimensional.
So your
That's
will
will.
is 3.
What's your will? I assume that. Yeah.
Ooh. 4 success.
1 advantage. So you will be going first.
That's almost max. Like it's so close to max. It's 2
Double,
off max. Ugh, that's crazy. Okay. So then you get bop, and one of those, and then it's an average. Does he have any setback that we add?
Nope, he doesn't have any of that special stuff. He may be a little less fancy than the other guy, but his brawl skill is a
Yeah.
lot better.
All right. There you go. Ooh,
Oh.
2 failure, but 2 advantage. So you
Okay,
can
so misses,
give
but
your-
what's your advantage?
maybe. So you can either give yourself a boost or give him a setback.
I'm gonna give myself a boost.
Okay. There you go. On to the Gamorrean. Freaking Gamorreans, man. He's like a big pig man. Like the guards from Jabba's
yeah.
palace.
That
Yeah.
is 3, So that'll be before soak 8 damage.
All right, so you'll take 2 from your 6 soak. So
And it'll be to your strain threshold with these, not
so
your
you took
wounds.
2, so 13. So you were down to 11, and then another 2.
2.
So from
It's interesting. You're back to full strength.
Oh.
After the last one.
Okay.
Technically, you can roll dice to recover it, but we're going to say for the sake of this that they let everyone have enough
so
time
then
to
you're
recoup.
Down, you're down to 11.
To recoup, so it's a fresh, fair fight.
There you go. Nice, fair fight.
And he has an advantage that he will use to give himself a blue.
There you
Go
go.
ahead.
No.
Alright. Hit roll. Oh, there we go. 3 success, 1 advantage.
All right. And what is... So 3 success, that'll be
That's-
8 from you, right?
Yes.
This one. And you'll take this. I'll take that. Okay.
Okay.
He takes it.
He is at that number.
And you have the 1 advantage.
Which we can spend on a boost, yeah.
Okay. Here's that. Ooh, that is a triumph.
Oh ho.
It's only going to be... It's actually going to be 6 again, so your soak's going to eat it all. But it does still technically hit. Spending a triumph. What can you do with that?
You can crit. Okay, hang on. So, triumph. Upgrade the difficulty of the target character's next attack. Upgrade an allied character's next check. Do something vital, such as shooting the controls of everybody. Or a crit.
Or a crit, but
Yeah.
I'm going to say for the sake of this, they're going to upgrade your next check. So
Alright.
that'll change one of those perps to a red.
Perp skirt to a red.
Ready, go.
Didn't even. 5 success, 2 advantage.
The red rolled nothing.
Nothing.
5 success, so with
So-
your brawn of 4 plus 1, that's 10
10.
before so. Jeez. A wallop.
A big wallop. So he comes in and manages to trip you up,
Mhm.
and then you just roll with it and give him an elbow. Yeah. Ugh.
Give
And
him
you
the
have
people's
two
elbow.
advantage to spend, should
Yeah.
you choose to.
And so you can give him a setback, or you can give yourself keep that boost.
I'm gonna keep the boost.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Back to the Gamorrean.
He will do this.
He's shaking in his boots.
That will be 8 before soak. He hits you. And he'll
So
give
you'll
himself
take
a blue
another
on his
2.
next one with the
So we'll go down
advantages.
to 9.
But yeah, he kind of shaking, but he comes back and throws a wide right hook that catches you under the chin, and then it's back to you.
All right. This one's not upgraded anymore, unless he re-upgraded it.
Nope.
All right. Flat 3 success.
Okay, so
is,
8 again.
yeah, 8 again.
He seems to be barely hanging on, but is still conscious,
All right.
and
Got him on the ropes.
he's coming back at you. But that's going to be 7 before soak.
7, so you take 1.
Hang on.
So
And he's going to add a setback die in your next one
all right.
with his 2 advantage.
And then you don't get that boost anymore.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
2
2
success.
success.
That's
There
enough.
you go. It's a
How
knockout.
do you knock him out?
So you're going back and forth, and you've
He's clocked you. You've clocked him.
I'm going
You've
to
clocked
hit him
you.
in his big, stupid pig face.
just that straight.
Blood shoots out of his nose. He grabs for it and falls back flat. The crowd erupts, and this time you don't have to start it. Flopsy, Flopsy,
I'm gonna
Flopsy.
think that's gross because I'm gonna wipe it on his weird spot.
He's wearing a loincloth.
I'm just gonna
That's all he's got.
I'm gonna wipe it on his stomach.
Okay, he's got a big old pot belly, and he's gonna wipe it off on there.
Yeah.
All right. Dang! I could have gotten double my money.
You could have done that.
Ugh.
Oh, ye of little faith.
Well. You never know. You never know.
You never know what you don't know. That's what they say.
I rolled pretty good. Knock on.
You
Mm-hmm.
you are a bit of a brawler.
This is what we would refer to as your wheelhouse.
Roadhouse.
Your roadhouse. And you win.
There you go. Congrats.
And
Yay.
your victory comes along with the kind of coordinator of the fight taking both of you aside probably afterwards, seeing that you kind of came in together, and saying that, that this has qualified you to go and participate in a fight in the Hutt's Tower, which will be happening in 3 days' time. It says that.
All right.
And he's like, don't know if you're from around here or not, but that's pretty big deal. There is a cantina in the Hutt's Tower, but only people who like it's very rare that like the public is there. You got to know somebody to be there, or you got to work for the hut, basically. And it's Grakkus the Hutt. Is the name of the guy who runs the place.
Pizza the Hut.
What's pizza? Grakkus. Okay.
Yeah, I guess we'll do it.
And then, unfortunately, we don't really have much of a choice. I'll ask if there was like a purse for the...
Not for this.
Sorry.
All money was expected to be made on betting. Says that, however, is not the case for the place you're going to. And that the reason that people are really kind of lining up for this is that the grand prize of this is 50,000 credits for the fight happening at the Hutt's tower.
Damn. That could set us up for a long time.
1,000 credits?
Well,
if I get kidnapped and try to be enslaved, you gotta be on it, okay?
You got it. Hang on. I have to roll a D100 real quick.
My eyes turn into cash signs. Like, yeah. I rolled a D100 to see, like, how, like, into that I am, and I rolled a 100.
100. So you are so in. This is a great plan.
This is a great plan. We will be set. Once we have, like, if we make this money, we can just coast by until
you can just focus on, get your friend back.
Man.
You can just focus on, like, your training.
We
you don't have to worry about anything.
We will be set.
For an orphan, that is huge money.
Yeah, that's more money than I could even, like, dream of. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, my character got excited because he got 100 credits, like, in the first session. So that is like mind-blowing money for old Manus here. So he is all about it. He's like, all right, Flopsy, this is great. Like, this is amazing. You did an awesome job. We're going all the way. You're gigantic.
He couldn't hurt you if he tried by punching.
I'm gonna give you a big old hug.
Yeah. Oh, you get full enthusiasm. For sure.
There was much rejoicing. You have 3 days.
We have 3 days.
And the promise of future possible money.
We're going like full. I'm going to tell him what happened.
I'm like putting I'm going like full boxing manager. I'm like putting Roxy on like a training Roxy. You're Rocky now.
You're Rocky. Roxy Balboa.
Yeah, Roxy Balboa. I'm putting Flopsy on like a full like. All right, we gotta like train. Like we gotta like we're like running laps and
meditating.
Meditating.
There's a sick montage moment.
Exactly. It's like 3 days of montage.
What does that look like? Describe. What specifically? What kind of stuff are you guys doing during those days?
We're like
for training.
This is gonna sound like super goofy.
Ooh, we should take like the tires or whatever like is in the like junkyard of this thing. And then like I'm like
yeah. There's like huge engine cylinders and stuff like that. There's the modulated decondensation vibro modules and the of course you've got your big flux actuator turbines
and the flux capacitor.
Your flux capacitor, yes. Your flux incapacitators, also known as Flopsy.
So she's pumping iron,
flipping garbage.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing the dog is like hanging out, and I'm like bench pressing the dog. And
there's like a lot of there's like these awesome like wide shots of this yard of you like, and it's like just like off the corner of the shot, you can just kind of see the dog laying there like, just kind of its head slowly turning, following you as you do this.
Yeah.
And then the dog keeps licking me, and I'm like. Bah, bah, bah. And the dog is just having a blast because he's like, "Oh, you're playing with me. Have fun. Have fun.
Good times."
I'm doing Karate Kid shit.
God, I feel like I should be doing something useful, but I feel like I'm just like pushing.
No, you're full anime trainer mode where you have the glasses, the headband. You gotta have the headband.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And you're just like, to be a good hero, you must like do 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups, but you have to do it in like non-air conditioned heat because that saves you money in the
Yeah, it's 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups,
and 10 miles,
10 kilometer
10
run.
kilometer run. That's how you do it.
There you go. So we're training hard for the big fight.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend we're gonna spend a good whatever a good meal is. That's gonna be the night before. I'm gonna spend an especially good meal.
Well, say you guys kind of have been eating off your supplies and stuff before this, but for that, if you want to spend for both of yous to have a really solid meal, we'll say 40 credits. Cool. Will be a good. You'll have a good hearty meal before.
All right. You got it, Flopsy.
I'm so happy. This is the best food I've ever had.
This is probably literally the best food you've ever had.
They almost threw me out of the restaurant.
Sir, the plate is empty. Stop licking it.
I think this porcelain's edible.
It's vibro porcelain. So 2 chips off.
This fucking everything's vibro.
After 3 days of hard training or a good night's meal, it is the day. It is the time.
All right, we'll head to the tower.
All right, and it's not hard to ask someone to point you in the right direction. It's not hard to find it once you do. It's the tallest building around. And you're able to kind of go up. You can see it has, around the back side of it, a large landing pad area that's higher up attached in. But where you're entering in appears to be kind of like a large stairway that kind of goes up to a main entrance. And there's kind of a front desk area up there. If you introduce yourself as Flopsy, you are... Well, you're kind of... someone's called in, and a individual walks up to you who is... got a name, of course.
Well, everyone's got a name.
Everyone's got a name. Who will introduce himself as Vakril. And Vakril is a gank. He is literally a gank in a suit. Despite all of his loot, he is a gank. He is really just a gank in a suit. Ganks are... He's got a helmet on. He's literally got kind of a pretty nice suit. And he's got kind of a large spacer helmet on the top. And you can see his hands have fur on them. And you can see a little bit of fur peeking out from under his helmet. But so you think some sort of kind of furry creature, but his helmet covers his head. It's very what's the music group where they both wear helmets? It's very Daft Punk. It's this it's kind of like Werewolf Daft Punk. He's got this kind of very nice businessy looking gear on, but this kind of spacer helmet on top. And he introduces himself as Grakkus' chief of security. Yeah. His name's Vakril. He says he will be bringing you back to your kind of waiting chambers for the fights to start. Or that he will have someone bring you back, but that he has a couple people come and clear you guys both of all your weapons. Right. Outsiders are not allowed to have weapons inside the canteen.
He gets them.
Okay.
I don't think I can smuggle a sword, so I don't have a holdout blaster.
So I assume you're not trying to smuggle a sword or a blaster,
no.
And you're not gonna. I mean, they don't take your brass knuckles away.
Yeah.
Like that.
You are the weapon.
You are the weapon. You're the one who knows.
I guess it should be good to mention. Is this also gonna be a stun fight? Is it gonna be with shot gloves?
You didn't ask any of them. Do you ask him?
Yeah.
He says that this fight is not to the death; it's to the mercy.
Yeah.
So it is kind of the prerogative of the person doing the punching, whether they keep punching or not. Gotcha. Grakkus prefers it that way. He doesn't want it to be a soft fight, but it might be one of those where it's if the other person makes a good account of themselves or taps out, then they maybe are shown mercy. But if it's a pathetic fight, then they might just be the old Rome thumbs down kind of deal.
Yeah.
There's a chance of death.
Don't be afraid to tap out.
There is a chance of death.
Yeah, don't be afraid to tap out if you need to.
Okay.
It's actually statistically, it's a lot better for you to be in a melee or a HP fight, because then you can spend your strain on murdering people, on doing criticals and
I'm assuming your wound threshold's a little better than your strength,
which it is.
And so for this also,
a lot better.
And when these are all kind of taken out, like the sword, you like draw the sword and hand it to, and the gang kind of takes note of it, but then just kind of goes back.
Any port in a storm, yeah.
Any spaceport in a nebula.
Exactly. Sometimes you're too close for a blaster, and I don't got the fists. I don't got the magic hands.
You are brought out to like the actual kind of cantina area. And you can see there's a number of people all about. There's a couple people who seemed armed who are like guards. There's a couple Gamorreans walking around with axes and stuff, the classic Hutt guard kind of look. And there's a couple people sitting at tables and stuff who are clearly armed, who are not employees, who are very much like the bounty hunter looking types, who probably work for Grakkus. Or at least are trusted enough by him to have a gun inside of this area. And you can see there's kind of like a raised dais where there's this pretty large fat hut sitting on it. And there's a number of people around making small side bets and stuff like that, and drinking, and seeming to just kind of enjoying the time in this very fancy upscale.
Wow. It's all business here.
Yeah, cantina, upscale cantina. Nicest one in Nar Shaddaa, for what that's worth.
For what's this is the nicest bar in Gary, Indiana.
How many bars are there in Gary, Indiana? 2 if you count the one that burnt down the street. We don't count it. There's 1 bar in Gary, Indiana.
I'm gonna see what kind of odds I can get on the side bets.
Okay. So, how brave are you? Like, how willing are you? Are you like just going around to everybody and trying to see who you can get the best odds with? Or
I rolled another 100 on the D100. I think this is the greatest opportunity I've ever had in my entire life.
Probably.
I'm rubbing elbows with the Hutts.
Okay.
I have my friend in a fight that will win us our fortune. I'm not playing small game here.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a notice.
Okay.
It'll be easy.
The easy
Perception.
notice.
Not notice. Perception.
It's all good. It's all the same.
Running games and 3 systems.
So, easy perception. Oops. It helps if I hit the roll instead
clears.
of the clear.
2 success, 1 threat.
So,
Yeah.
you find somebody you think's a great idea to go and start talking about, who seems to be making bets with all sorts of people around him. Looking at him, it looks like some sort of human adjacent species. He's human, but his skin is kind of a like reddish color, kind of pinkish red color. He's got dark hair. It's kind of swept back. And he's very well dressed, and lots of people kind of seem to be coming and going from his table. But the people who are coming and going from his table seem to all be other people who look like they matter here. But he seems to be kind of the center point of a lot of these bets that are happening.
Gotcha. Okay. Seems like you're the guy to make some bets with.
If you can afford it.
What's the minimum?
Depends on what you're trying to get for odds and who you're betting on.
Oh, I'm going all in on this Flopsy kid.
What? He pulls up a data pad and starts looking. He's like, the last minute add-in?
Real
You
dark
wanna go-
horse.
What's all in mean? Are you talking to win it all?
Absolutely. We're going. I know this
You're
Flopsy
second
character.
100 in.
Exactly. Literally, when they mentioned this tournament, I was like, 50,000 credits. When I walk in here, how ballsy are you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. This kid's going all the way.
10-1.
Done. I'll put 400 in on it.
Okay. He kind of looks at the 400 like,
Yeah.
sure. He doesn't see...
Every fucking penny in my bank account.
Yeah. This guy, it seems like 400's chump change to this guy, but okay, I'll give the kid his odds, whatever. And he... No, you leave the 400 with him, I assume. You're not like,
I'm good for it. I'm good for it.
I'm good for it. This is the kind who's like, if you're not, I'll fucking kill you.
Like, it's chump change, but it's the principle.
It's the principle that matter. Got a reputations. You are brought back to like kind of a small chamber that's adjacent to this area, and there is like a small kind of window slit that's got like kind of a laser pane on it. It seems like other people don't really see you, but you can like peer through it and see kind of what's going on in the crowd up there.
Oh, there's my friend.
There's Manish. He's over there. Talking to that sketchy looking dude.
I don't know he's sketchy. I just like, there's Mantis talking to a pink looking man.
The pink man.
The
pink man can. The pink man.
The pink man can.
All right. So, for the sake of this, you will, unless you're doing anything else in this time, mingling about, you're basically just told to, like, and in there's, like, nice food and drink set out for you, and it's, like, they said that when it's your turn to fight, they'll come out and get you.
Nice food and drink. Oh, I'm going to try some.
Okay. It's nice.
Ooh.
Probably nicer than the meal you had.
No!
But that one had heart.
You earned that one. This one was good.
I'm, like, trying to be, like...
Yeah, it's tricky. There's not a lot I can do to, like, you know, kick the can and be like, hey, look over there. Freaking decks. There's not a lot I can do. So it's like, yeah, I've just got to go with the flow. And, I mean, Manus is feeling like a hot shot.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He's absolutely just like, looking around. He's
Go ahead and roll me
a
notice. An easy notice.
Easy notice.
Another easy notice.
Easy money.
Sorry. Always have to
Perception, not notice.
Oh, God.
If you're going off of alphabetical, they're pretty close anyway.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. Can I take a time out because of those nacho fries?
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Easy notice. Okay. So that one.
2 success, 2 advantage.
2 success, 2 advantage. 2 success, 2 advantage. You notice, you're kind of like finally taking a moment to like, you're so focused on the money when you first got here. All of a sudden you kind of take a moment and you're like, taking in your surroundings, and I don't know if advantage is the right word for this or not, but it is the truth of the situation. Yeah. Looking around, there is an alarming amount of Jedi paraphernalia all over the walls of this place. Oh. Like, you don't know much about the Jedi, but what you do know is, like, Jedi have laser swords, and you can see, like, framed and like put up on one wall is like what looks like the mechanical pieces of one of those handles like spread out and laid on like this panel to show it on display. And there's like these old tapestry like long things that have this kind of strange sword looking emblem on it. You can see like robes hung up places. Like whoever decorated this space finds Jedi artifacts and like that kind of stuff very weird and interesting. Or like they have it plastered all over.
This is the rock and roll
Hall of Fame?
No, the restaurant.
Hard Rock Cafe.
It's the Hard Rock Cafe
of Jedi. Yeah. It's very bougie and fancy in here, but that is what the decorum is all over the place. And it's not like, my kid likes Star Wars, so I painted Star Wars on the wall. It's like, my kid likes Star Wars, so here's a bunch of artifacts that I looted from the Jedi Temple.
Oh, shit.
There's that kind of stuff all over in
here. Note to self, don't use anything that looks like Force powers anywhere around here. Oh, man. My immediate thought's like, I wonder if he's got, like, a trunk with a lightsaber in it.
Or maybe, or at least a kyber crystal.
Yeah, come on.
Right? There might be some of those around here. Probably not, though.
Prime heist targets, of course. Obviously. No, absolutely not.
I mean, if you were dumb enough to try and do a heist here, yeah, you could probably get something worth your time.
Thinking of the other characters that are even now descending to do a heist.
Who knows?
Classic.
You never know what you don't know.
It's true. See, this is where, audience, that because I haven't seen any of the other characters' heists or what they're up to, where I just, like, 3 months ahead of time, like, call out exactly what's happening in, like, another person's campaign.
Did you get the blind headshot? Perfect land on this? Maybe.
Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows?
The 360 no-scope.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what Flopsy is about to do to these poor, unsuspecting boxing amateurs.
Yeah, these guys all suck at this.
And And they're going against a Jedi.
That's true. Oh, so that's what we were saying is this place
is
filled with... Oh, yeah, you haven't seen. So
I'm
don't worry about it.
I'm just like at the wall, like with peanut butter smeared. Just.
You go ahead and roll me an easy perception. And depending on what that roll is, I'll let Matty G keep talking. You happen to leave at a perfect time for whether or not you noticed this.
Okay, there you go.
You're better than him.
She is.
No. You got peanut butter all over your face. You don't see anything. Don't worry about it.
Just
nothing to see here. And after a little bit of time, a couple of fights happen. Everyone who comes out seems to be at least fairly professional looking fighter. Like everyone who's working out, there's not a bunch of just well, I'm the biggest guy at the plant, so I punch pretty hard, so I'm gonna go fight. Like everyone here seems to be real fighters.
Some sort of training.
Yeah.
Some sort.
You can go out and there will be somebody that you're going to kind of line up across from individual. Looks like it is a Nautilin. Mm-hmm. And he looks ripped, like very cut ripped and very fast. And with that, unless you going out there and kind of in this fit, and there's it's not like a pit. It's like on the same footing as everything going on around it. It's just kind of a circle fighting area. And there's kind of these tables lined up around it. And you can see lots of wealthy people sitting around watching this happen. As well as him.
Yeah.
They're like,
That's
yeah. That's exactly what they're like. And if you'd like to go ahead and roll a vigilance.
There's a white boy outside throwing it
I'm
back.
pretty confident this time you're not going to win. But maybe. There's always a chance.
Ready?
3 advantage.
3 success and a triumph.
There you go. That's hard to beat. Hard to beat.
It's going to be hard to beat.
For once, Flopsy doesn't get the drop.
Boo.
So he's going to go first. And he is going to kind of assume kind of a more karate kung fu-y kind of stance, and is going to move forward and make more of a chop at you than a punch. And that is a success and a triumph, but a threat. So you will have a threat to spend, but he is going to have a triumph.
He's going to feel threatened.
So one threat, they can suffer a strain, or they can lose the benefit of a maneuver. So they can basically suffer a strain.
Strain.
Yeah, take a strain.
He suffers a strain. And he is going to be hitting you for 7.
7. Okay, so you'll take 1 through your soak. Brings you down to 17. So you're using this one this time because it is wounds, right?
It is wounds.
Yeah.
38.
Hey, what up? Hello.
Okay.
And then it's you.
All right. Gonna hit that roll. 3 success.
3 success?
So, yeah, we get +1 from the brass knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's 8 total.
8 total. Okay. And then he's coming back at you.
All right.
And that will be another... Well, that's 6 exactly this time. So you're able to soak this hit. He has an advantage. He will spend it to make you suffer a strain.
All right.
No.
You take a strain. You could put one right there. 12.
I think you can do that, right? Or is that only threat?
Recover 1 strain.
Oh, he recovered. No, take that back. He recovers the strain you took from him.
How dare you?
And then it'll be you.
Yeah, hit that roll.
Roll!
3 advantage.
3 advantage.
So you can give him a setback. I think you can knock him prone with 3. Oh no, that's a 3 threat. You can the character falls prone. You can negate their defensive bonuses, ignore penalizing environmentals, gain 1+ melee or ranged defense until end of the next turn. Force the target to drop a melee or ranged weapon he is wielding.
Drop your fists.
He can't drop his fists.
His hands fall off. You can gain a melee defense.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, cool.
That's kind of the same as just giving him a black die.
Oh.
Because it's only against him.
Oh,
if
right.
there's
If it was
multiple targets, it'd be better.
Get a
So
black die.
It's the same. Yeah, it's not a big deal because there isn't really anything.
Jeez.
The only time that much advantage is really good is when you've actually hit them.
Okay.
It's only going to be 7 again, so after you're soaked, just 1 wound. But it is another triumph.
Ooh. Right.
And with a triumph, what can you do again?
You can do so. You can you can use your critical with it.
Oh yeah, he'll crit you.
Okay.
Let's go to the crit table again. You can
Crit
up
table.
there. And you go ahead and roll me a D100
All right.
for what you get. And it's worth saying that you are going to add 30 to this with some stuff
get
he's
a
got.
36.
36.
So that brings it to a stinger. Increase the difficulty of the next check by 1.
Okay. So increase the difficulty. So the next one will
next
be
die.
another purple die.
Yeah. So you go bop, bop, bop. 1 of those, and then now 3 of those. And 1 failure, 1 threat.
Okay.
So
Suffer a strain.
yeah, take a straight. Alright, so we can drop that off for future reference. Okay.
And then he is coming back at you. A failure, but an advantage and a triumph still. So it doesn't hit, but with a triumph...
You can gain defense. You can give yourself a boost. You can give a setback. You can.
He's going to give himself a blue on the next one.
Alright. There you go.
He'll give himself a blue. And with the advantage... The one advantage... Oh, he can use that to give the next allied character. He gives you a black die and himself a blue die. With the advantage and the triumph. But he doesn't hit you.
Alright. Ooh, 1 advantage. Oh, triumph. So that only counts for if you hit. Okay. So 1 advantage.
That's not a
triumph.
hit. But you do get the effects of an advantage and the effects.
So you can upgrade the difficulty of his next check.
Yeah.
Upgrade. Red. Take purple.
Hang on. Make sure that's an upgrade. And not a... The reading is hard. It is... Oh, yeah, it is upgrade. Okay. Yep. Not increase.
You doubted yourself and your reading skills. Mr. gets
He
in
is
trouble
coming
for
at you.
reading.
Ooh.
So it's 6. So it's not enough wounds. Oh, no, excuse me. It's 7. So it's only enough to give you 1. However, there are 2 advantages and 2 triumphs for him to spend. So he is going to, with the triumph, upgrade you twice on your next one.
Gotcha.
And give you a setback die with the 2 advantages.
All right. There you go. Even
flat nothing. Okay, so he wastes a round of yours. And then he's come back at you again. He's going to get rid of those, and it's going to be back to just the 2 purple to hit. And, oof, you got 4 threat to spend, but that's going to be 11 before soak.
So that's 5
a lot of success.
applied here. So what were you at? 15?
Mm-hmm.
So down to 10.
A big hit.
Big hit. But you can make them fall prone. You can... the active character grants the enemy a significant advantage in the ongoing encounter, such as accidentally blasting the controls to the bridge that they were planning to use for their escape. You can... Let's see, that's a free... You
can also use 2 and 2 and do like a black to him and a blue to you.
Right.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So black to him, blue to you. Alright. Rolling. 1 success, 3 advantage. So that's 6. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's 6, and then you have 3 advantage, which you can go for a disorient.
Okay.
If that
Which will add that, yeah.
Yeah, so he becomes
He
disoriented.
so he adds a black die. What's the disorient 3 on that?
Yeah, disorient 3.
So for 3 rounds, he'll add a black die.
Or wait. So 3 is how long it's disorienting?
I believe so.
Okay. But then it's also how many
I think it's
goons
2 to spend.
Oh.
It's always 2 advantage to activate weapon qualities unless it says otherwise.
Oh, okay.
But let me make sure that I am not speaking out of my behind. Out of my Bantha Poodoo window. Disorient. After hitting the combat check, the character may spend 2 advantages to disorient. Disoriented adds a setback die. The disoriented for a number of rounds equal to the ranks and disorient.
So he's disoriented. He gets that setback die for 3 turns.
Nice.
We'll lose this boost, but...
And then he's going to come back at you. Jeez, a failure, a threat, and a triumph. He's all triumphs all the time. So he's going to upgrade your next one. But you have a threat to spend.
So one threat, I think, is just like suffer a strain.
Suffer a strain.
Yeah.
Suffer strain. Okay.
There you go. You can roll that one. 2 success, 2 advantage.
All right.
So that's 7 damage and 2 advantage, so you can give yourself a boost.
Yeah.
Or I guess he's still disoriented, so it doesn't really...
Yeah.
You can refresh the disorient.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a boost will be more helpful for you. Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
He's going to swing back at you. Just one threat.
All right.
Dice, not sure.
Take a strain.
Ah!
The one thing you can do with it.
And then it's back to you.
All right. Roll it. 2 success, 3 advantage. So another 7. And with 3 advantage, you can't activate the crit, but you can give yourself... You can keep that boost.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is the last turn that he's disoriented.
All right. So one more round with the black setback.
Yep.
And he's coming at you. That'll be 8.
8, so take 2.
8 before soak. And you have a threat to spend.
Alright. To do the strain. D-Mike, listen!
Hey.
I don't know how much strain he has, but...
Both of those numbers... I mean, he's taken more wounds than strain,
Sure.
but one of those might be a higher number.
Down to 8. You get to keep your boot.
Yeah,
keep
I think you get to boost this one.
1 success, but 5 advantage. So if it hits, which I believe it does, 6. Does 6 damage hit?
6, yeah, it'll deal
Then
damage. So.
you can spend some strain to critically hit him.
That's true.
So you can pick...
You have to spend 2 strain.
Spend
but
2
you
strain.
will get to pick which one to give him.
Yeah. I'm going.
Could be the... I think it's probably going to either be upgrade all the skill checks or
Overpowered.
get an extra attack.
Yeah. Getting an extra attack could be huge. It could
Yeah,
really...
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So you roll again.
And you have... That only cost 4. Oh,
3 success, 1 threat, but 1 triumph.
1 triumph.
So,
With 3 success, specifically, like that's going to be... Which is technically enough to get the knockout blow on.
Okay, nice. So, yeah. So how do you get the knockout blow?
It's a triumph knockout, so it's a pretty cool one.
triumph
This guy's been kind of like...
So you overpower
like, this
him.
guy's been kind of like darting around, like doing like more precision strikes, and then you just kind of overpower and come in like, how does that look when you overpower this guy?
I'm gonna do like a big old Donkey Kong move and just like knock him out with like my big old fists on his noggin.
So it's just like a
I'm gonna jump to like really high up, so I'm gonna be like put my whole weight into it.
the old Hulk smash. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna look very like cinematic.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, oh, are you using the force to slow yourself down just a little bit for the cinematic?
But maybe not all at the same time. Who knows?
The cinematic.
You got the magic hands.
masterpiece.
Nice. Good one.
Hey.
Good wallop. And there's some cheers. Everyone's excited. That fight's over, and you are brought back to your kind of waiting room, basically.
Ooh, more peanut butter. Just peanut butter on my face.
And you see that kind of reddish pink skinned individual, kind of like taking note. Like, interesting. During this time, another little bit of time, more other fights kind of happen out here, and you see that Gank has kind of come and gone at different points. You see him kind of walk over, and he's talking to the Hutt a little bit. Go ahead and roll me a notice real quickly. It's an average perception. Average perception.
I'm gonna walk out to my next fight with peanut butter all over my face.
1 success.
Okay. You notice that the Gank seems to kind of point you out during the conversation, and the Hutt seems to say something else, and then the Gank kind of starts walking towards you afterwards.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll see him coming and, be ready for him.
Okay. What does that mean?
I pull out my finger guns.
He walks up to you and is like, the Lord Grakkus would like to... He has some questions for you. Would you come with me, please?
Of course.
Right this way. You can roll a notice.
Is
Well,
the
it'll
peanut
be
butter,
average again.
is it too thick? Is it not thick enough?
No setback.
1 failure, 1 advantage, and 1 triumph.
You don't notice anything going on because all the peanut butter, but like you don't see this interaction happen, but you get this like really uncomfortable feeling deep down, and you look out and you can't see Manus anywhere in the crowd all of a sudden.
And I'm like smearing the peanut butter all around, like
Looking around, he is not in this crowd anymore, and you have a bad feeling about it.
Oh. I'm gonna sadly eat what I probably assume is shrimp at the little platter place.
Okay. It's like vibro shrimp, but yeah.
I'm like dipping the peanut butter in the shrimp and just eating it.
Dipping the peanut butter in the shrimp.
Picks up a bowl of peanut butter, slams it in a bowl of shrimp, pulls it out.
This is what happens when I leave Flopsy for like 5 minutes.
And you were brought out of there for who knows where and for who knows why.
Oh, big mystery.
And a little bit later, you are brought back out into the field.
Oh, you're back in the ring.
All right. So you get one of those
For your vigilance.
I'm going to roll the vigilance.
Ooh. 3 success, 2 advantage.
That beats 2 success, 1 advantage.
Yay!
Right, so
The person that lines up against you this time seems to be a human, but very broad. Like, very, very strong, brawler-looking kind of guy. And you can see that he's got, he's dressed in what almost looks like a monastic sort of, like, I don't know how to describe, like, very monk-like. It's very, like, a monk-like robes, but, like, warrior monk robes.
Space Buddhist.
Mm-hmm. He's got a shaved head, shaved off. He's got no hair that you can see on his face at all.
No
but it appears to be
eyebrows.
human. No eyebrows.
Just sweat.
Just sweat.
I assume
In
she's
his
back
eye.
up to full.
You don't see a single drop of sweat, though. Yeah, they'll boost you up with some stim packs.
That was some good shrimp in peanut butter.
Yes.
All right.
And magic
Uh-huh.
shrimp.
I assume you're.
And then
opening
he
up-
kind of like, before the fight starts, he kind of like assumes a defensive pose. And you will have a setback die on this.
All right.
Oh no.
defensive pose.
Only 1 advantage.
Okay.
So you regain a strain you didn't lose.
They didn't give you anything for the strain, so maybe you just
There you go.
regain some strain.
That is true.
Go ahead and roll a vigilance for me real quick. Another one.
Another vigilance.
I think that's what you use to regain strain after an encounter. Might be wrong.
5 success.
So
is there any? It's not like an average, or is it?
I think it's just a straight roll.
Okay,
so
so
if it's 5 success, that
you're
you
back
get
up
that
to
much back.
Yay.
There you go.
I might be wrong on what that skill was. If
We'll
I
figure it
am,
out.
we'll figure it out at a later time because it's not really relevant at the moment. All right, he's coming back at you here, and with that, it will be a 3 advantages to spend. He can't crit you with that. It's got to be 4, but he can. He hits,
Okay.
but it's going to be 4. Why is math so hard?
Because it's late in the evening
4,
to break the
8 before soak.
Okay.
Break the illusion of time is an illusion.
So you're down to 16.
And with
No.
3, he can.
Oh, he can
Give-
sit back. He can.
Can he?
Uh,
Oh, he can crit. No.
no.
I mean, you
If he-
for
if
some
he-
things you can,
yeah.
not with fists.
Not with your fists.
you can gain a defense.
He'll use 2 to give you a black and 1 to give the next allied character, which will be him a blue.
There you go. Okay, so you'll have a setback again, and there you go.
1 success.
1 success. So that's
So,
a total of 6.
okay. It doesn't seem to injure him.
There
He
you go.
seems to soak that. Yeah, he comes back at you with a sturdy fist. The setback die also, like, I should say that he always has a setback die against him. It seems like every turn he's doing some sort of maneuver that is giving you a setback die as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
Yes.
for future reference.
Yeah.
2 6. Okay, so that's going to be enough for him to crit you. He's got 4 advantage there. So that's
Alright.
going to be
I see. We'll have to roll. Is it at D100?
8. Yeah, it is D100. It's a D100, and it's going to be a D100 plus 20.
Plus 20. Okay.
He's got some ranks of
And
something.
It was 8 damage.
8
So you'll
before
take
soak.
another 2 there.
Down to 14. So it's a 66 plus 20.
So 86.
86. That compromised. Oof. Increased difficulty of all skill checks by 1 until the end of the encounter.
So everything's increased in difficulty by 1.
So that's like
it's
an extra
hardy.
purple?
Yep.
Okay. Ooh, that's a big hit. Well, those 3 of these now and a setback.
As a
gotta-
maneuver assumes another defensive
You
set.
gotta-
This guy
you
seems
gotta
like
hit
a
back.
serious competitor. This is like the next round, basically.
There you go. Ooh, there we go.
That's a good hit.
3 success, 2 advantage. So you can give yourself
that's
a boost, or him a setback, or you can disorient him, which will just give him that setback for 3 turns.
I'm going to
instead of just 1.
disorient him.
Okay.
Okay.
He'll add the setback die.
And so 3,
He's
that's
not blue anymore.
8 damage.
Okay. He took some of that.
Okay.
Soaks
Soaks and amount.
and coming back at you, 2 successes and a triumph.
Oof.
So he's got so it'll be 8 before soak.
Oof. Okay, so that's another 2 damage there.
And with the triumph, I guess he crits you again? Yeah, he crits you again.
Alright, so we'll roll D100 plus 20. And then remember, you can also use your force die to endure through your injury.
Okay.
So if you wanted to...
What's the D100s?
D100 is a 60, so it turns it up to an 80,
And
which
I
is
believe
overpowered.
You add that to your previous critical result.
Oh, I see.
That's how you can get up to higher
So
one.
80 plus 86. That gets us to dead.
Okay, let me make sure. I mean, this isn't him
Yeah.
going for a killing blow, even if it
No,
was. It would be
you're
a
fine.
knockout blow. But I want to make sure I remember how criticals work. I believe they add together with crits.
Oof. With your current already critical injury. Or you might get some kind of extra bonus if you're already injured. Let's see. Hang on. I have this in front of me too.
Remain uncured. Effect, one check per reaction, critical injury.
Status effects. Wounds and wound threshold. Dangerous type of
I don't want a different system for this. That's what I'm trying to. This is the difference between it being like he gets another free attack on you.
You add plus 10 to subsequent critical injury checks.
So subsequent
it's
plus 10.
Yeah.
They don't just add together.
Yeah.
That's
so
much
that
more
brings it
reasonable.
up to
90,
90, which is another compromised. So is that
Another upgrade?
Oof.
I guess so.
So you might want to use your force, commit your force die.
Yeah, I'm
going
gonna
to
do that.
So we'll say this next one that he give you
You
can't use the
bear
force
it.
now,
Right.
but it's like you're using the force to resist having that second setback.
Okay.
And that's the end of his.
This guy is no joke.
This guy seems to be the real freaking deal.
Okay, there you go. 1 success, 1 advantage. So that's a total of
6
6
again, so
again.
he's able to soak 6.
all right. But you can use that advantage to give yourself a boost.
I am gonna give myself a boost.
Okay. And he's still disoriented, so he'll still have that setback die.
Oh, brutal hit.
It's 3 threat to spend, but that is 11 before soak
11.
of
So
damage.
you'll take 5 from whatever your current is there.
A big hit again.
Yeah,
Lots of
oofa doofa.
successes.
So 5 will take you down to 7.
Didn't roll any advantages, but sure did roll
so
enough
3
successes.
threat. I think that one's knocked prone.
Can be.
Is the biggest one.
I think that could be a black and a blue again, or knocked prone.
So how many was it? 3?
3.
3. So it could be either knocked prone or a boost or a setback.
Knocking him prone.
Oh, or you can also negate his maneuver. You could give yourself another boost and negate his maneuver.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna do
she
that.
can negate that defensive stance and give herself another boost.
All right.
So that's pretty good.
Sweet.
Oh.
And then
Okay.
come back
still,
in.
Still not
6
you
again,
can-
so he's able to
yeah,
soak through
You
it.
can hold on to one of those boosts, but yeah.
And you negated his. Okay. This is round 3, I think, of being
Yeah.
disoriented, so he's still got one more with it, so he'll keep the black die there. That is 1 advantage, which he'll recover a strain with, I guess, and 2 success, which 8 before soak.
So another 2. Oh, you're getting whittled down.
This guy seems to be
he's a pro.
a pro fighter, and like he seems to be about as tough as you are at taking hits, but also like his fists feel like bricks of concrete when they hit you. He's quite the brawler. But that being said, you have roughed him up a little bit too here.
All right, let's see it. 2 success.
So enough to
7.
to get through the strain there. But no advantage or anything to spend?
No.
He is not disoriented anymore, so take that away. He's coming back at you.
And you lose this boost there.
2 threat to spend,
Okay.
but that is another 8 before soak. It hits
All right,
again.
Another 2. So 2 threat. You can give yourself that boost back, or you can give him a setback.
I'm gonna give myself a boost.
Okay. And you do get that as well because of his defensive posture.
Okay.
Okay. 1 success but 3 advantage.
Okay.
So you don't hit him, so you can spend that to maintain.
You could
your
disorient
boost.
again.
Well, but
Yeah.
she didn't do any damage. Right.
I think disorient does you have to hit.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you have to deal the damage.
So yeah, you can, instead of taking this boost, you can give him a setback.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. So
After hitting with a combat check.
Okay.
Doesn't
So
have
yeah,
to deal
we'll
damage.
re-disorient him.
Okay.
Or Flopsy will.
And coming back at you. Oh, man, that's not a good roll. His dice are good. That is 9 before soak this time.
So it's 4.
that
That takes you below.
Does that take her unconscious?
Yeah, 3.
Okay.
So
After a back and forth brawl, he seems like a little disoriented, but he just comes in with a flying wide hook and it catches you and you go unconscious.
Dang.
Nice try.
This said, you definitely held your own against a guy who's very, very tough to fight, and he is not going to like keep hitting you or trying to kill you or anything like that. Like he knocks you out, and respectfully you're taken off the field. At least as far as everyone else knows, it's respectful. Cutting back to you, this guy kind of more or less escorts you back to a small room. It kind of looks like maybe it's a room similar to the one I was describing of her, but it doesn't have those little like slit windows. And there's a chair in it to sit. No food out on the table for yours. And as you take a seat there, he kind of steps in and the door closes behind him. He says, I have some questions for you about the origin of the blade you came in here with.
Oh, that thing?
Where did that come from?
I was scavenging a ship, let's say, and some rivals, we'll call them, jumped me, and it was like under a seat, and I fought them off with it, gave me some extra reach, some extra oomph, and I don't know, I just held on to it.
Go ahead and roll me. This guy is very hard to lie to. He's like built to not be lied to. How many ranks of this thing does
Don't
he
lie
have?
to me, boy. You seem like a very nice gentleman, sir.
So this
What
is
do you
going to
think of
be
old Greg?
a daunting check.
Oh,
This is going to be
4.
4.
2, 3.
And he's got 2 ranks of an ability that will upgrade. So 2 of those are going to become reds.
Oof.
He is nobody's fool.
Yeah. God damn. All right. So that gives me this and those 2.
But we are indoors, so I get my boost.
You do get your boost.
So I have my special
And
eyes.
go ahead and flip one more of those to a red for me.
Okay.
Here we go. 5 advantage.
Okay.
So
He looks at you. You can't see his face through the helmet,
Yeah.
but it's like very cold response. There's like nothing said for a moment. And he says, I don't believe you, but we have other ways of finding this information from you. For now, I'll let you sit tight.
uh-oh.
And he's going to step back through the door and close it behind him.
I immediately start like looking for a way out.
Okay.
Like, if I can like, is it skullduggery to try to like pick the lock? Or?
It's like Skullduggery would be to pick like a practical lock, and there's not a whole lot of those in the Star Wars world. This doesn't have like a practically locking door. It is a like sealed mechanical door. And yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try computers to see if I could like get this thing open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. It is a hard computers check.
Okay.
Try and hack this little system here.
And then a computers is intelligence. Yeah, so it's that and that.
Ha! Ah! One failure, one threat. So it starts beeping at me.
Yeah, so you kind of it's like, and you hear from like the other side of the door, "Stop messing with that in there! Don't make us come in there."
Uh-oh.
I think maybe there's guards posted on the door now.
Makes sense. You see there's other like window shutters? Like, I'm gonna try to like...
Not in this one. I think that this one doesn't have the like thin window that hers did. Seems like this is...
Do I have ceiling panels?
More of a cell than... I mean, you don't have like liftable vent panels above you, no. It seems like this is more of a holding cell than a room for fighters.
Ooh.
Do I get to be passed out my little peanut butter fork?
Yeah, you are unconscious. Well, shit. I do just have to sit tight on this one.
Yeah, you can't...
I'm going to just try to, like, center myself and be like, they don't know anything. I'm just the guy that found a sword. I don't know nothing about nobody. Like, I'm just like I'm talking to the cops. I never heard of nobody. I never seen nobody. You want it? It's yours. Like, I sure, okay, it wasn't in a scrapyard. I stole it. All right, you got me. You know, like
I'm coming up with stories, centering yourself, coming up with your next line.
Yeah.
This centered moment does have a brief kind of pull away as you kind of hear a little bit of a ruckus out in front of the door, and then you hear like, did they say? Let me make sure I remember names right and don't missay something here. Like, what did Batgirl say to do with this one? They're like, they said toss her in this cell next to where you put him. All right, and you hear another door open, and a decent sized thump as Flopsy is thrown into the cell next to you, and the door sealed on her. And with that, I think we are going to call this session of this Force and Destiny campaign to a close.
Shit. I totally forgot, like, oh yeah, this is totally, like, a thing. Like, the sword is a thing.
The sword is, like, very much a Jedi relic and artifact. And it seems to have drawn the attention of the master of the house.
Why don't you just walk around with your lightsaber out, Marvis? Why don't you just, go out and start lifting things with your mind, huh? You fucking idiot.
And with that, the two of you locked away, hope of rescue far from any chances, right? You are...
Skin us alive.
Just to find out what's underneath there. You guys have something to think about in the time between now and whenever we next meet. And thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. And we will see you in the next one when we find out what happens to our poor little young Force sensitives. Goodbye, everybody.